We've all been there, right? It's 2 in the morning, the pager goes off, and some critical system is down. You've got all the best monitoring tools money can buy, dashboards are lit up everywhere, but you're still just scrambling, trying to connect the dots. Well, today, we're going to dig into why that chaos is still a thing and how a new layer of AI is finally changing the game.
And this is the core frustration that just about everyone in this field feels. Companies are pouring fortunes into these top-of-the-line observability platforms, but the second an alarm goes off, it's still this frantic, chaotic fire drill. And look, this isn't just annoying, it's a massive drain on your budget, on your team's ability to innovate, and honestly, on their morale.
And let's be really clear about something. This is not because your tools are bad. Your stack is probably incredibly powerful. You've got endless logs, super granular metrics, sophisticated dashboards, detailed runbooks. I mean, you have all the individual pieces of the puzzle sitting right there in front of you. So if the tools aren't the problem, what is?
Well, the real bottleneck, it turns out, isn't a lack of data. It's a reasoning and orchestration problem. Your on-call engineers are literally drowning in alerts and signals, but they're starved of the actual context they need to connect them. And all that critical hard-won knowledge? It's either buried in some Confluence page nobody can find, or even worse, it's locked away in the head of that one principal engineer who, you guessed it, is on vacation.
So if just throwing another dashboard at the problem only adds to the noise, what's the alternative? We can't just keep piling on more monitoring tools and crossing our fingers for a different result. It really requires a fundamental shift in how we approach this. So let's explore what that shift actually looks like.
That shift, it's all about adding a new layer of intelligence. Think of it like an AI-powered SRE co-pilot, a smart partner for your engineering team. This is the whole idea behind tools like Abilytics Studio. It's not just another dashboard. It's a completely new, interactive way to work through really tough problems.
And the best part is, this isn't about ripping out your current stack. The whole idea is to add a reasoning brain on top of what you already have. This brain connects to all your existing data sources, your logs, metrics, alerts, CI/CD pipelines, even your internal wikis. And it uses AI orchestration to piece all that disconnected information together, just like a human expert would, but, way faster.
This slide really paints the picture, doesn't it? On the left, that's the familiar chaos, an engineer frantically jumping between 10 different browser tabs, trying to manually correlate a storm of alerts, desperately searching for the right runbook. But on the right, it's a whole different world. It's a calm, focused investigation where you ask questions in plain English and get intelligent, guided answers that point you directly toward the root cause.
And this quote, man, it just hits the nail on the head. It really captures the true value here. It's about democratizing expertise. Instead of relying on 1 or 2 key people who hold all that institutional knowledge, you're giving every single engineer on call the reasoning power of your most experienced architect 24/7.
And here's what that impact looks like in a single, powerful number: a 75% reduction in incidents. Now, that's not just a small improvement. That is a complete transformation. That number represents a team shifting from constantly firefighting to proactively identifying and preventing issues before they ever even reach a customer. That is huge. And for anyone in leadership, these tech wins translate directly into powerful business value. Higher SRE productivity means your best people are focused on building new things, not just putting out fires. Lower incident costs hit the bottom line directly. And by reducing that dependency on a few key experts, you minimize burnout and the risk of attrition, which keeps your top talent engaged and effective. Now, I know what you might be thinking. Okay, this sounds incredible, but it must be a total nightmare to set up, right? Actually, the process is designed to be super straightforward. You just connect your existing tools, let the system ingest all the data, and you can start getting insights almost immediately. The goal is a fast time to value, not another 6-month-long implementation project.
Of course, for any large organization, the conversation immediately turns to 2 really critical areas: security and deployment. How does a tool like this actually fit into a complex, regulated enterprise environment?
Well, the model is built for flexibility, because let's face it, every enterprise is different. So whether you're running on-prem, in a private cloud, or you need to keep everything inside your own network for strict compliance reasons, the architecture is designed to handle it. This is not some one-size-fits-all SaaS solution. And this right here, this is the core security promise.
By running entirely within your own environment, your most sensitive operational data, your logs, your metrics, your code, it never leaves your control. There is no data exfiltration risk, period.
And just to round out the whole enterprise readiness picture, you've got the credentials that build that critical confidence. SOC 2 certification for security, round-the-clock support for when you need it most, and of course, a list of established companies that are already relying on this system in production. This isn't a science project, it's a battle-tested solution. So let's bring it all together. AI orchestration isn't about chasing the latest buzzword. It's a really practical, targeted application of AI that's designed to solve a very real, very expensive problem. It's about taking that chaotic, high-stress process of incident response and turning it into a clear, calm, and efficient workflow.
And that leaves us with one final, pretty powerful question to think about. If every single person on your team had instant access to the intuition and the deep knowledge of your most senior architect, what would that fundamentally change about the way you build and operate software? It's a really profound shift to think about.